Shalom, all praise to Yahweh, Bashim Yashai, Bashim Wakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, blessings, salutation to you, hopefully elect Akim doing his work throughout the four corners of the earth, doing this thing in truth and sincerity. Lord willing, this video may be edifying. I wanted to do this about the abortion laws going on right now. Slovakia. This is from the Washington Post. Not the best site to quote from and read from, but just going to give a rundown on what's going on with it. This is it says everything you need to know about the abortion ban news. It says the Russian Republican-controlled states to mount a challenge to the Supreme Court's landmark Roe v. Wade ruling, legalizing abortion nationwide has sparked confusion about what these new laws actually do. Here's what we need to know. Lawmakers in Alabama, Arkansas, Georgia, Kentucky, Mississippi, Missouri, Ohio, and Utah have passed new abortion bills, and similar measures are pending in other states. The new laws have promoted questions about whether women who have abortions could be punished and why some of the pieces of legislation are called heartbeat bills, among other topics. It says these restrictions generally are meant to provoke legal challenges that ultimately elevate the issue to the Supreme Court. I have prayed my way through this bill, said Alabama Rep. Terry Collins, who sponsored the state's abortion bill on Tuesday. This is the way we get where we want to get eventually. Now that two Trump-appointed justices are on the Supreme Court, social conservatives see potential for a reversal in the court's 1973 decision in Roe v. Wade, although the court tends to make incremental changes to its interpretation of law instead of dramatical overturning precedent. New York and Vermont, meanwhile, have enacted protection of abortion rights. So there you have it. So you know, there shouldn't be a thing, abortion being legal anyways. You know, just common sense. You know, you shouldn't have the option to abort a child, um, abort a child anyways, no matter if it's in the first few stages or if it's late in the stages. Okay, but we know the so-called white man, Esau, runs the world, this present world, so he gives options of that to basically have women be in charge of, you know, giving them options. And that's one thing, when you give women, so-called women out here, females, options, then they self-destruct. So I seen posts that says men shouldn't be making laws on women's bodies. Okay, so, and I seen men post this as well, along with women, which is just sick, man. Because you know, everything's degraded nowadays. You have women that they big up themselves, having several sexual partners, no matter what, you know, even without having so-called protection, because they feel sexually liberated, and an effect to that is pregnancy. Okay, and if it does happen, she does happen to get pregnant, she can just abort it because she doesn't want it, which is evil. Which is, we all know, everyone should know, that it's a murder. Your murder, another person is within you, which we should all know that. But people like to basically, you know, pussyfoot over what makes sense. But it's the whole men, you know, women it's a woman's choice, this, that, and the third. But everyone knows that women makes the worst decisions. So why shouldn't a man make the choice, okay, for a woman? What is that choice? To have one man, basically how it should go. A woman should have a woman should have one man. Not several partners. But we live in the fallen society. We live in a fallen world. So what does that mean? They set up things such as abortion to give women the incentive to go get an abortion if just be very irresponsible with their body and get an abortion, which we know that the Planned Parenthood and abortions were set up for the downfall of the Israelites. Eugenics program, that's basically what it was for. And there's actually some women who get a kick out of aborting children, believe it or not. And just want to get this real quick. Margaret Sanger was an American birth control activist, sex educator, writer, and nurse. Sanger popularized the term birth control, opened the first birth control clinic in the United States, and established organizations that evolved into the Planned Parenthood Federation of America. So this person, this so-called white lady here was, set up what you see now. And really, I don't have much. I can't really speak on it too, because it's just wickedness, man. I mean, it's like, why do we have to go over stuff that people should know? I mean, we just live in a wicked world, man, an evil world. So, I mean, we know birth control itself is wicked. The side effects, when you check out women, man, you check them out, and when they're on birth control, it damages their body, and it allows them to be more sexually active, which damages them psychologically and physically. So birth control in itself is going off. It's evil. It's not righteous. If you're going to have a kid, find a man who do you desire to be with, and have a child, or don't have sex at all. And what? Let me look. I'm just looking at the Margaret Sanger. It says racist, eugenist, extraordinary. Yeah, that's her. Pure evil person. Okay. Giving women's rights. Once America starts giving women's rights, that's when a lot of the downfall of this place goes on, because they're the weaker vessel. And man always makes laws. Men always make laws. Men are always going to be ahead of women. A patriarchy. In the so-called black community, the Israelite community, the woman is the head of the household. Overwhelmingly majority of the time, the women's over the house and decisions and things of that nature, which causes for confusion and men not knowing the proper role and women not knowing the proper role. So this is an upside down world we living in. So that's why it's up to men, and I'm gonna get the scripture because I'm talking, but it's up to men to be diligent in the woman that you inseminate. The woman that you pick and you choose to lay down with is very important. Even if you pumping and dumping, you see, speaking for myself, first and foremost, that's very important. The woman you with. It's Isaiah 24:5. No, I'm gonna get that one. I'm gonna get this one first. No, that's not the one I wanted. I wanted to get decree on righteous decrees. So I ain't got my scripture. Decree on righteous decrees, man. Because why is there arguments going on in the American? I don't know how to spell that. Let me see. My spelling's all off. Slocky, man. Isaiah 10. Yeah, so why is there an argument going on in the Supreme Court that it should be illegal to give abortions in different states? There shouldn't be any abortions at all. There shouldn't be abortions at all. That's witchcraft. There shouldn't be no argument. There shouldn't be no debate. Now the question is, what about incest and basically throwing it off on the men as well, rape and incest? Which, what is this? Man, let me read. This is Isaiah 10 and 1. Woe to them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. God, so this America, this nation decrees unrighteous decrees, man. They make laws and things of that nature which are unrighteous, man. Abortions, giving the women the rights for things, the rights to give an abortion, go along with the abortion, giving them the right to be adulterous. Why isn't there laws on adultery and things of that nature? Because they're unright decrees. Their decrees are unrighteous, which are laws or statutes, or limitations. They're unrighteous in this nation, man. This godforsaken place. Now, so-called black woman, she's big on she's a big feminist nowadays. So she believes that she has the rights over her body. Her man shouldn't, the man or her family, the men in her family or the men in her world. She doesn't. She believes that she doesn't have to inquire to them or get advice. She's in head. She's in charge. That's why most of them are single. Most of them are not so quote unquote married. And I was watching this YouTuber, and he seen this billboard that said "Trust Black Women," and saying how to trust a black woman, you should believe and trust in herself, or whatever the case is. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can look it up in the billboard. But it's just madness. This is all over the place, man, because it's just gonna get worse. Yeah, so they're blaming the men, saying, what about the rape and incest and things of that nature, and the events that happen like that? Well, what does America promote? Look at the vibration that America promotes. They promote rape, gang, rap music, Cardi B and things of that nature. They push out rape and incest. They make it funny. Okay, they make it humorous. You see, so how can you now switch and say, oh, what about rape? What about? Come on. Now that does happen. We're not saying that doesn't happen. Things that men do that. We're not condoning that, but that happens. All right. In a righteous society, which this is not, you wouldn't really have to worry about all of that. But this is not our rest, man. Let me see if I can get this Trust Black Women billboard. But you know what time it is. It just makes you put in perspective what time it is, as far as men, you don't have say-so in nothing. Not in your own house. Not in no platform. No. I can't find it, man, but... Oh, there it is. Here it is. Here it is. Oh, it's cut off. Here it is. God. It says, black women take care of their families. Black women take care of their families by taking care of themselves. Abortion is self-care. So, I think that was in Dallas. It says it's from a Dallas news. Oh yeah, kill puppy cruelty, kill baby choice. Because these so-called women can do no wrong here in this society. No capability. Abortion is the fallback on. Why can't in even if there is a birth control, why aren't you taking birth control? Why aren't if you like to be a hoe, there wouldn't be no abortions either. And why are you having sex if unprotected if you can't if you're not ready for what to come with it, which is could possibly be a kid, a child. It's like a child. But a man has to man up and everything like that. Okay, if he doesn't want and if the man doesn't want the baby, he don't want nothing to do with it, or the woman, but she gonna have it anyways, just to uh, 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 be spiteful and vindictive towards the man. But if the man wants it, she'll abort it. It's a mother goddess spirit. It's a destructive spirit. Once these women are inseminated, they want your seed. They're evil, man. So, hey, woe to them, that decree on righteous decree. I'm going to wrap it up, man, because I'm all over the place with this. It just doesn't make sense. And everyone has a damn opinion, man, of what they think. Isaiah 24:5. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinances, broken the everlasting covenant. Yeah, the so-called white man, he sees it okay to murder. He's been doing it forever, man. So-called white man is okay with murdering children, murdering people slowly. He's defiling the earth mentally and everything. So it's okay to get abortions. It's okay for women to be sexually liberated, to put men on child support and things of that nature. And she has incentives for it. She gets lighter sentences. She gets sympathy. The so-called woman does. But the man is the Israelite, first and foremost, but men, period, are the problem. We're the issue. We've been making decisions for too long. Now it's time to take a step down to women, which they say they want equality, but really they want to be better. They want to be better than. That's why every time you get them cornered, they put on that, hey, you see their true colors. Every time you get them in that setting, man, they're gonna show you that it's a power struggle. They want to be better than you, or show their hatred. Especially if you're trying to be generous and nice. Oh, they'll eat that up, man. They smell that. They're savages. Savages, man. But hey, that's what I wanted to. The Alabama abortion law. So why is everyone talking about the new law? I'm gonna read it and that's it, man. I ain't gonna go all into it. But we know murder is, if it has a heartbeat inside of it, it's murder. When you go to the doctor and you say, the doctors say, "Oh, I'm pregnant." There's another human inside. There's another thing inside you. If it's not a baby, what is it? Just cells. There's just cells growing inside your. It's not funny, man, but people are bugged out. It's not a baby, but what is it? If it's not a baby, a child, what is it? Alien. This is but it's up to that woman, whoever's it's up to her to decide, not you. Stupid and retarded. It says the bill signed by Alabama Gov. Kay Ivey on Wednesday prohibits abortion in almost every circumstance and is considered the most restrictive abortion law. Now, they should have been did this from the get-go and watch there still be abortions done. Okay, you're not just going to make a law and it's not going to happen. It's just going to continue. It says in the country, the legislation makes exceptions only for the health of the mother and for fetuses with fatal anomalies that make them unlikely to survive outside the womb. Rape and incest are not exceptions to Alabama's law. Oh, Alabama's ban. So they're saying now, even if it's a rape or incest or some unfortunate event, you still can't get an abortion. So this sucks for you women in Alabama. And I seen one video, a woman said she got an abortion because her kid was gonna, the child that she was, see, that's growing up in this wicked place, man. She was being interviewed and she said she actually had to do an abortion, go through with it because she know the kid was gonna come out dysfunctional. Like the child she was finna have was gonna come out dysfunctional, whether it be autism or Down syndrome. So she doesn't want the baby to come out with that with a lesser plight than the average child. So she had to get rid of it. She don't want the child to go through different disadvantages, so she just got rid of it. So so-called white man, you set this up. You let Margaret Sanger set that eugenist, racist, Edomite devil. Okay, set up those wicked ass things that can be accessible to women. So we always have to blame E, bitch ass E. Okay, he let that go down. Okay, that was the elite bankers. One of their people, Margaret Sanger, and they got a lot of so-called black women, man. But hey, that's enough, man. I've talked too much. A lot of so-called black women are at fault. Hey, we're the poets, we're the lowly, so they think it's better to sacrifice their women or their children. But hey, we all must sit at the judgment seat when the Lord come back. Yahushua, those that don't repent gonna be destroyed. With that, we'll say all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, Ba'Shem Rachel Kadash, Barakatah, double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone, who rule well, peace, blessing, salutation to you, elect Akim doing his work in truth and sincerity. Shalom.